section 2.1. So we just have 4 problems, 1 through 7 odd, 1, 3, 5, and 7. So I'm going to go ahead and show it to you. On page 82, there's 1, 3, 5, and 7. All right, so number 1, tank holds 1,000 gallons of water, which drains from the bottom of the tank in half an hour. The values in the table show the volume V of water remaining in a tank after T minutes. So you see a table there. And then they asked me all kinds of questions involving that A, B, and C. All right. So 1A, take the point 15, 250 and 10, 444, figure out the slope, y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, 250 minus 444 divided by 15 minus 10 comes out to be negative 38.8 gallons per minute. Okay, if I take 15, 250 and 20, 111, the slope is 111 minus 250 over 20 minus 15, comes out to be negative 27.8 gallons per minute. B, they told us to average the two. So the average of negative 38.8 and negative 27.8 divided by 2, negative 33.3 gallons per minute. Here's the picture for number 1. I make up a graph. Okay, so take the points that were on the table and I plot them 0, 1000 all the way down to 30, 0. Just plot all these points. Okay. 0, 1000 was from the top paragraph there, 1,000 gallons of water at the start. And it looks like this. Okay. They asked for the slope of the tangent line. So from this graph, the tangent line seems to be like so, the line that just barely grazes the graph. Okay, and what's the slope of the tangent line? Well, I'll use 15, 250. And that looks like maybe 0, 700. So y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, 250 minus 700 over 15 minus 0, negative 30 gallons per minute. Okay, and that's pretty close to the negative 33.3 gallons per minute that we had in part B. Okay, number 3, we have y equals 1 over 1 minus x at the point 2, negative 1. Okay, find the slope of the line joining this point, and then they give you all these other points here. So 3AI, they got 1.5, 1.9, 1.99, 1.999, 2.5, 2.1, 2.01, 2.001. Okay, so just finding slopes of the line joining the 2 points, a secant line. A secant line is a line which joins 2 points of a graph. So 1.999, if you punch it in your calculator, you get negative 1.001001 repeating. So the slope is y2 minus y1, negative 1.001001 minus a negative 1 divided by 1.999 minus 2 comes out to be 1.001 repeating. Okay, and I did number 8, 2.001. Plug in 2.001, you get negative 0.999000 repeating. Slope comes out to be y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, negative 0.99900 bar repeating, minus a negative 1 over 2.001 minus 2, 0.999000. Okay, so these are slopes of secant lines very close to the starting point of 2, negative 1. And these two look like they're very close to 1. So the part B, slope of the tangent line seems to be 1. And what is the equation of the tangent line? Y minus y1, y minus a negative 1 equals m times x minus x1, x minus 2. Number 5, they say y equals 40t minus 16t squared. Find the average velocity for the time period beginning with 2 and lasting 0.5 seconds. So this means go from 2 to 2.5, 2 to 2.1, 2 to 2.05, 2 to 2.01. For average velocity, it's still slope, y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. See if those numbers are approaching anything. That would be our estimate for the instantaneous velocity. So I plug in 2, I get 16. Plug in 2.01, I get 15.7584. Plug in 2.01 here. I'll let you fill out the rest of the table, put 2.5 here and here, 2.1 here and here, and so on. Figure that out. So the average velocity is 16 minus 15.7584 over 2 minus 2.01, negative 24.16 feet per second. So notice these 2 points are very close. So what's our estimate for the instantaneous velocity? Well, it's about negative 24. So negative 24 feet per second is what we would say for that one. Okay, number 7. Can you give us this table? Position of a motorcyclist after accelerating from rest. So many seconds, so many feet. Find the average velocity, that's just slope, y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Use the graph to estimate the instantaneous velocity. So from the graph, we would draw the slope of the tangent line and estimate from there. Okay, so I take all these points, 0, 0, 1, 4.9, 2, 20.6, all the way to 6, 176.7. And I drew this. Okay. They asked for an estimate of the slope of the tangent line at 3, 46.5. So I drew the tangent line. Looks like this lands approximately here. I'll call that 1.8. So the slope is 46.5 minus nothing. 1.8, 0 divided by 3 minus 1.8 comes out to be 38.75 feet per second. So that's our estimate for the instantaneous rate of change. Okay, 7AI as an example. They say find the average velocity going from 2 to 4. So from 2 to 4, I take the points at 2 and 4, which are 2, 20.6 and 4, 79.2. Here they are. So average velocity, just find the slope. 79.2 minus 20.6, y2 minus y1, divided by x2 minus x1, 4 minus 2. And it comes out to be about 29.3 feet per second. Okay, one thing you want to keep in mind, the point slope form, we'll be doing this point slope form quite a bit in this class. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. All right, so that's section 2.1.